Good morning, future I'm still recovering from migraine yesterday. I took some pretty strong drugs, but it doesn't mean I don't get a hangover the next day. But at least I didn't wake up with a migraine again. Since I'm laying here doing nothing, let's answer some more questions. Shakira Dryer 393 asks, Hey question 1. What other disabilities do you have? I'm visually impaired and think you said something about a white cane. So yeah. I am not blind, but I do use a cane to help with my proprioception. My body has a hard time telling how far away from the ground I am and where my balance should be, which is part of why I use the cane and the dog, but it's more of a walking cane than a seeing cane. Besides proprioception, I have chronic migraines, sometimes up to as many as 15 days a month, seizures, problems with disorganization in my movement, and I can't clear inflammation, which is caused by damage to both my endocrine and immune system. Question 2. How do you make memories more memorable to you, and do your videos and other technology help with this? They don't make the memories more memorable, but they do give me access to stories that I can retell. Watching my own videos or reading stories that I've written in my journal give me sort of, it's a stiffened form of memory in that it's mediated. It's not the active form of memory that most people have. Question 3. How did you get diagnosed with amnesia? So there are a bunch of ways to do this. Neurologists, psychologists, neuroevals, neurofunction evals, which determine what kind of memory loss you have and stuff. In my case, it was a neurologist. I'm sitting here writing, and I have my entire fuzzy entourage. Oh, Leo. Yes. Writing with an entourage. So far, I can't do goal number 1, post the vlog, because the DNS server isn't responding. Go to basement. Reset internet inside of server cabinet. I did it. You know I'm having a foggy ass day when it takes till 2 p.m. just to post a video.
And it's interesting because in architecture you learn to solve problems. So I think that stick with me, the issue of having to solve problems. To a degree that often it's hard for me to think just art for art's sake.
Exactly. I think often I am, as an artist, asked to give some emotional reason for my work, and I can do that, but the thing more central to my sort of imagination, my artistic imagination, is solving some kind of problem. And often those problems are things like a modern human's inability to connect with their body because of technology. So how can I use technology to reinstantiate that connection? But if you go back and look at the Stanford Artist Talk video that I made, we said something about like art practice is about constructing problems and solving them. This is one of the reasons I really like R21. It really lets me understand my practice in relationship to other contemporary artists, even when I don't have a large network of contemporary artists that I interact with on a daily basis. So today, I think that goal number 2 will be to make broth. So right now I have some pork feet, some pig feet roasting in the oven. which will go into our giant pot with chicken feet and a bunch of vegetables. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, finished all the veggies, and now it's time for all the feats. It's a feet soup. Chicken feet are in, the trotters, pork trotters are in, some leftover chicken carcass, and now we just have to fill it up with a bunch of water. Brief PSA for people who design security questions. I have amnesia. I can't remember my childhood nickname, or my oldest sibling's middle name, or the first town I had a job, or the name of my third grade teacher, or the name of my childhood pet. I don't know any of these things. Soup check. Oh, it's boiling a little too hard. Let's turn it down. In an effort to scour the house for my as yet unfound social security card, I did find that we have a newspaper from the Rocky Mountain News from 1859. What the fuck? I didn't know this thing existed. Apparently we've had it for a long time. But I was reading it. I was reading this little intro to the opening of Japan segment, and let me just read it a little bit to you. The present age is signalized with a rapid succession of striking events in the history of divine providence. Nations and continents which had maintained a rigid exclusiveness or had been enveloped in unbroken obscurity are now brought into friendly communication with the rest of the world, and doors are opening for the introduction of the gospel where hitherto it had not been allowed a foothold. Dang, newspapers, I didn't know y'all were up in some proselytizing in 1859. I guess I never actually read a paper from that long ago. What the fuck? Thing is incredibly hard to read because the font is minuscule. But look, they have a little gold miner. Arrival of the miners. And there's a map over here. And over here there's ads for miners, provisions, outfits, and gold mining equipment. The real ads are on the back. Here's for the druggist and dry goods. More druggists. These guys sell liquors. Omaha City Drugstore. Ooh, candy factory. Well, that was eye-opening. Good night, Future M.